Welcome to our guide on Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT, and Integrative Counseling Techniques. CBT is a type of counseling that helps people understand how their thoughts affect their feelings and behaviors. It focuses on identifying and changing negative thought patterns known as cognitive distortions. By using practical tools and techniques, CBT aims to improve mental health by teaching new ways to cope with challenges and manage emotions effectively. Exposure therapy, a key component of CBT, helps individuals confront fears in a safe environment to reduce anxiety over time. Join us as we explore these therapeutic approaches and their benefits in promoting emotional well-being and personal growth. Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT, is a type of treatment that helps people recognize and change harmful or upsetting thoughts that negatively affect their behavior and emotions. It's widely used to treat various mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, and stress-related disorders. CBT combines cognitive therapy with behavior therapy by finding and replacing unhealthy thinking patterns, emotional responses, or behaviors with healthier ones. Cognitive therapy focuses on identifying and correcting faulty thoughts, while behavior therapy addresses changing unhealthy behaviors. The main goal of CBT is to change automatic negative thoughts that contribute to emotional problems like depression and anxiety. These negative thoughts often arise spontaneously and can make emotional difficulties worse, leading to a cycle of negative thinking and mood deterioration. Overall, CBT is a structured and goal-oriented therapy that empowers individuals to take control of their thoughts and behaviors, leading to improved mental health and quality of life. Now there comes the types of cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, includes various techniques and methods aimed at improving our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. These methods can range from formal psychotherapy sessions to self-help practices. Here are some specific types of CBT approaches. Cognitive therapy. This type of CBT focuses on identifying and changing inaccurate or distorted thought patterns, emotional responses, and behaviors. It helps people recognize and correct faulty thinking. Dialectical Behavior Therapy, DBT. DBT addresses harmful or troubling thoughts and behaviors. It incorporates strategies like emotional regulation and mindfulness to help individuals manage their emotions and improve relationships. Multimodal Therapy. This approach suggests that psychological problems should be treated by addressing 7 interconnected areas: behavior, affect, emotions, sensation, imagery, cognition, thoughts, interpersonal factors, relationships, and biological drug considerations. It offers a comprehensive way to treat complex issues. Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, REBT. REBT focuses on identifying irrational beliefs, actively challenging them, and learning to recognize and change these thought patterns. It aims to replace irrational beliefs with more rational and realistic ones. Although each type of CBT takes a different approach, they all share the common goal of addressing the underlying thought patterns that contribute to psychological distress. Through various techniques, CBT helps individuals develop healthier thinking, improve emotional regulation, and adopt more positive behaviors. Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Techniques. CBT involves more than just identifying thought patterns. It uses a variety of strategies to help people change these patterns. Here are some examples of techniques used in CBT. Identifying negative thoughts. A key part of CBT is learning to recognize the thoughts, feelings, and situations that lead to maladaptive behaviors. This can be challenging, especially for those who find introspection difficult. However, identifying these thoughts can lead to self-discovery and provide essential insights for treatment. Practicing new skills. CBT often involves teaching new skills that can be applied in everyday situations. For instance, someone dealing with a substance use disorder might learn and practice new coping strategies to avoid or manage social situations that could trigger a relapse. This practical approach helps individuals apply what they learn in therapy to real-life challenges. Problem solving. Learning effective problem-solving skills in CBT can help you address and manage life stressors, both large and small, and reduce the impact of psychological and physical illnesses. The problem-solving process in CBT typically involves 5 steps. Identify the problem. Clearly define the issue you are facing. Generate a list of potential solutions. Brainstorm multiple ways to tackle the problem. Evaluate strengths and weaknesses. Assess each potential solution's pros and cons. Choose a solution. Select the best option to implement. Implement the solution. Put the chosen solution into action and evaluate its effectiveness. Next we have, what are cognitive distortions? Cognitive distortions are patterns of thinking that can negatively affect our behavior and emotions. We all develop certain mental habits over time, and some of these habits can lead us to interpret situations inaccurately or unhelpfully. These distorted ways of thinking often go unnoticed, but can have significant impacts on our lives. For example, have you ever shared an idea with someone and they always responded with why it wouldn't work? This is an example of negative filtering, a type of cognitive distortion where only the negatives are focused on, ignoring any positive aspects or possibilities for success. Types of cognitive distortions. Jumping to conclusions. This involves making negative predictions about the future, fortune-telling, or assuming we know what others are thinking, mind reading. For example, thinking, I'm going to get fired without evidence, or my friend must be mad at me without any confirmation. Catastrophizing. This is when we expect the worst possible outcome, believing it will be catastrophic and unmanageable. For example, thinking, if I don't finish this project, I'll get fired, lose my home, and become homeless. All or nothing thinking. Seeing situations in black and white terms, with no middle ground. For example, thinking, if I'm not perfect, I'm a complete failure. Drawing broad conclusions from a single event. For example, thinking, I was late once, so I'm always irresponsible. Shoulding. Focusing on how things should be rather than accepting how they are. For example, thinking, I should be more successful by now, which can lead to guilt or frustration. Understanding these cognitive distortions and learning to identify them can help improve our mental health and overall well-being by promoting more balanced and realistic thinking. What is integrative therapy? Integrative therapy uses techniques from various therapeutic approaches to address a client's unique issues. Unlike single-method approaches, it draws from multiple methods, aiming to tailor treatment to individual needs for better outcomes. This flexibility allows therapists to adapt and combine different techniques to enhance treatment effectiveness. Types of integrative therapy. Integrative therapists may use different types of therapy based on the client's needs, including cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Focuses on changing negative thought patterns that contribute to psychological problems. Psychodynamic therapy helps clients understand unconscious forces and motivations affecting their behavior. Humanistic therapy aims to help clients achieve their full potential and improve happiness. Mindfulness encourages focusing on the present moment to reduce anxiety about the past or future. Techniques. Integrative therapy can employ a mix of psychodynamic, cognitive, and behavioral techniques in individual, family, or group settings. Techniques include behavioral strategies, such as modeling and reinforcement to change behavior, psychodynamic strategies, such as free association to gain insight, cognitive strategies, such as cognitive restructuring and exposure to change negative thoughts. And finally, we will tell you about what is exposure therapy. Exposure therapy helps individuals confront their fears. Grounded in learning theory, it uses inhibitory learning models to help patients change their expectations and behaviors. During exposure therapy, patients face fear-inducing stimuli, conditioned stimulus, CS, without experiencing the expected negative outcomes. Unconditioned stimulus, US. This alters their expectations, reducing fear and avoidance behaviors. Inhibitory learning theory explains that while the original fear association isn't erased, the CS becomes ambiguous, holding both fear and non-fear meanings. This helps understand why fear can return after treatment and guides more effective therapy methods. Types of exposure therapy. Exposure therapy can be applied in various forms. In vivo exposure, confronting fears in real life. For example, someone with a spider phobia might look at pictures or hold a spider. PTSD patients might revisit trauma sites. Imaginal exposure, visualizing feared objects or situations. PTSD patients might describe their trauma in detail, while those with OCD or anxiety write or record detailed feared scenarios. Virtual reality exposure, using realistic computer simulations to confront fears, useful when real-life exposure is impractical. Interoceptive exposure, inducing feared body sensations to reduce panic. For instance, hyperventilating to induce dizziness. Graded exposure, developing a fear hierarchy and gradually facing increasing levels of fear. Though less emphasized now, it helps manage fear incrementally. Exposure with response prevention, ERP. Especially for OCD, this involves confronting fears without performing the usual neutralizing behaviors, like touching a door handle and not washing hands. Exposure therapy combines different techniques and can be tailored to individual needs, enhancing treatment efficiency and outcomes. Research indicates that the therapeutic alliance, positive expectations, and therapist qualities significantly influence success. Integrative therapy uses a mix of approaches to adapt and combine methods for better results, emphasizing the therapist-client relationship and the client's belief in positive change. In conclusion, CBT empowers individuals to understand and transform negative thought patterns using practical strategies to manage emotions and improve mental health. Integrative therapy, on the other hand, offers a flexible approach by combining various therapeutic methods tailored to individual needs for more effective treatment outcomes. Exposure therapy, a key component of CBT, helps people confront and overcome their fears in a structured and supportive manner, promoting long-term reduction in anxiety. Whether through structured CBT techniques or a blend of approaches in integrative therapy, these methods aim to foster emotional well-being, personal growth, and a better quality of life. We hope this guide provides valuable insights into these therapeutic approaches and supports your journey toward improved mental health.